Right now we're going to explain the different parts of the torch and how to put it together. You're going to be required to take out your tungsten and sharpen it every time you happen to put non-tungsten material on the tungsten. So anytime you happen to stick the tungsten to the metal while you're welding, or you happen to touch the filler rod to the tungsten while welding, you need to clean all of that mild steel off the end of your tungsten. So first thing, you have the back cap. We will unscrew the back cap. You have your tungsten, and you have a collet. Collets come in a little bit different shapes. This is a wedge collet. They also have a split collet. You have the cup. Inside the cup, sometimes the collet body gets stuck. Sometimes you got to work it a little bit. After it heats up and cools down, these get kind of sticky. And there is your collet body. Your torch has an insulating cap on the front and the back. This helps seal off the gas on the inside so you don't have any gas leaking out. When I put my torch together, it's really important that your collet body is screwed in clockwise all the way till it bottoms out. At that point, I take my cup and I also screw it on clockwise until it bottoms out nice and tight. The cup is made of ceramic and it is fragile. If you drop your torch, you could break your cup. Next, I'm going to take my collet and I'm going to drop it into the torch with the wide flanged end to the back. Next, I take the back cap. The back cap's purpose is to seal off with this O-ring, but also push on the collet to the collet body so it pinches the tungsten in place. I'm going to lightly screw this in, making sure that it's not completely bottomed out. If I have a nice clean tungsten, I can insert it through the front end and slide it all the way in. The number on your cup is how wide the cup is, in 16ths. A number 8 cup is 8/16 across, so that's a 1/2 inch. I can stick out my tungsten about a 1/2 inch on a number 8 cup. After that, I run the risk of not getting good shielding gas coverage on my weld puddle or covering my tungsten. Right there we have about a 1/2 inch stick out. I kind of wedge it in place with my finger while I tighten down with my free hand. Sometimes while you're putting your tungsten in, it may drop inside the torch body. It's really hard to get that out. Take the cap all the way off and feed the tungsten back through. I like to give myself plenty of tungsten sticking out so that I can grab it with my gloves on. Sometimes these components can be very hot. Before this is tight, I'm going to back it off again, and now I will use one finger, slightly press it in to the length that I want sticking out. Again, I usually like to go the same width across, out. So it's a 1/2 inch across. I like to go a 1/2 inch out on a number 8 cup. We don't need to wrench down on the back cap, but once it's snug, our tungsten should be securely in place. At this point, I would turn your output back to on your welder, and then you're ready to lift and weld.